So if you're watching this video, it means you're looking into starting a social media agency, probably social media management, where you're going to create content, essentially post that content for your clients on social media. Now, if you're going to do that, a term you need to be familiar with is a content calendar. Quite simply, it's a calendar, right? It's a tool that you can use to plan out the content for your client. So if you're working with them on a monthly basis, you don't have to each day come up with new ideas, but you would instead plan this out over a month in the calendar. And this allows you to stay ahead of schedule, but also get them better results, which is a fancy way of saying you'll make them happy, they'll pay you more money. So in this video, my goal is very simple. The goal is to show you the content calendar that made my business, my marketing agency, over $1 million in revenue, specifically targeted to Instagram. That's right. Pretty much every client we worked with was paying us to create content for them and manage their social media. Some just paid for us to create content and consult with them. Some paid for us to create content and then post it to their social media as well. Before I exited my marketing agency, I worked with over 355 clients, some paying as low as $200 to $400 per month when we were first getting started, and some paying upwards of $1,000, $2,000, and our highest paying client of $3,000 per month. But the key thing I want to stress here is that with every client that I worked with, we used a content calendar. So even if it was a low paying client that was paying for a few pieces of content per month, we would still use the content calendar to plan out those pieces of content, the ideas, the strategy, the methodology behind the content we were making. So I've actually put together a content calendar template. Okay, you'll be able to get this template for free. The way at which you do that is by going to the link in the description of this video, which will say something like claim your free resources, and the content calendar is part of those free resources. Before I pull it open here and show you how it works, there's a few key things we need to cover first. Without these, the content calendar is useless. So before we dive in, again, the reason you need to understand this concept and pay attention is because if you want to make money with social media management, this is something you have to do well. We're not going to be talking about how to get clients in this video, because this is assuming that once you've gotten clients, you now are actually going to get them results. Because if you get them results, they stay long term. They pay you more money. You make more money. So let's get straight in. Your content calendar. This is how you make it. So to fill out your content calendar, there's two things we look at here. There's putting ideas into content pillars, or using content pillars to shape your ideas. Now, personally, I like to do both. And if you're confused on what these are, I will explain. So if you are my client, and I'm going to assume you're a fitness coach and you post on Instagram, you're coming to me to get help to reach more viewers, attract more followers, and eventually get more paying clients for your services. Well, you as my client, what I'm going to first do is I'm going to start with ideas. Okay, I don't want to box myself in, and I want to basically think super broad. What would a fitness coach post? What could they post? What are the competitors of you, a fitness coach, posting on Instagram? An idea literally could be a video concept. I see a competitor's video. It says, here's the 3 top foods to lose fat. Another idea is a video of somebody saying how running is not going to help you lose fat. These are just ideas. Now, if I'm struggling to come up with these ideas, or I'm researching competitors and for some strange reason there's really no good ideas, there's no posts that are going viral, and nobody in the fitness scene is getting views, I would focus in on content pillars. So these are content pillars. For example, you could break it into 5 pillars. So your entire content strategy for your client is going to follow these 5 pillars. Viral content, lead gen content, social proof content, authority content, and nurturing content. Now, this is completely up for debate. If you do a Google search, this will show you what it shows you for Instagram content pillars. Google says content pillars are entertaining content, promotion content, education content, blog posts, infographic, behind the scenes. So completely up to you how you define these. I use these, and here's why. When I look at viral, these are the types of videos that will pop up on my TikTok For You page or my Instagram Explore page, right? The videos that are probably going to be very short, very snappy. They share an idea, a concept. They're not necessarily going to make me buy from the person that's posting the content. And I might not even follow the person, but I'll probably watch it because they're viral. Really broad, mass appeal types of content that will just get you eyeballs. So in the fitness industry, bringing it back to this client, viral content is your generic motivational content, inspirational content, unique fitness tips and hacks kind of content, right? Again, not stuff that's going to make you buy from the fitness coach, but it'll just get you aware that they exist in the first place. Now, lead gen content only works after you've done viral content, right? Lead gen content is essentially getting somebody to see your content and make an action, take an action, to message you, to book a call, to become a client. These are call to actions, like literally telling someone, hey, I'm looking for X number of people, reach out to me, message me the word X, and I'll show you how I can help you lose fat. Social proof, this is before and after photos, testimonials, proof of what you do. Authority, this is typically content that's going to paint you as an authority. Okay, so this in the fitness industry, for example, could be you talking about a complex topic such as fat loss and really understanding and really showing people that you understand the science of why fat loss. This could be you really breaking down, what actually is fat loss, like the science behind it, the methodology, the different methods. This could be you citing studies and showing reference to all the professionals out there that have proven the best ways to lose fat. And nurturing content, in my eyes, is content that takes somebody from viewer to somebody taking action. So if you're a fitness coach, again, and let's say your main clients want to lose fat, nurturing content is going to be content that brings them from watching your stuff to actually saying, hey, I'm going to pay you money and become a client. This could be storytelling content explaining how you went from X to Y, or how your client went from X to Y, or giving them value or recipes or little tips and ideas. You get the point. So before you build out your content calendar, this is what you need to have a look at. You need to look at what we looked at, right? Ideas, you think through ideas, you brainstorm, you look through competitors. And when you're really struggling, you go back to these pillars, okay? You literally look at these, and like I did, you go through each one, define it yourself, and then figure out what type of ideas would fit into that. The goal of this content calendar is really simple, okay? I want you to know when to post, how often to post, and then what to post. And this is your kind of like your dashboard. It's the thing that you go back to if you have any lack of clarity and you wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning and you just are like, bro, what's going on with my client? Like, I don't know where they're at. Am I over delivering? Am I underperforming? I don't really know how I am with them. This is when you go back to your content calendar, right? And you look at it and you look at what you've done and what you've got planned out. And if you still don't feel that you're on track to meeting their expectations, well, your content calendar doesn't lie. It shows you what you've done, the ideas you've created, the posts you've put together, and then you could start analyzing the performance and seeing if it's actually getting the client results. Now, if you are managing a client on multiple different platforms, you're probably going to have a different calendar for those platforms. What I post on TikTok, we don't just post that same content directly on Instagram or on YouTube. We change up the frequency and then we change up the type of post as well. So this is the content calendar template that you can get access to. All you've got to do is go to that link in the description, claim your free resources. You'll get this alongside a bunch of other templates I've put together for you, completely free. So as you'll see, monthly layout here is the first tab that we open up onto. As you'll see on here, this is just broken down on the left here with the dates, okay? All the way down from the start of the month to the end. And we then overlap it onto the next month as well. We then follow that by type of content. This is a drop down. So essentially you can change this, of course, but these are just the main types of content that we're posting on Instagram. And if you're really struggling with your client to come up with ideas, this is somewhere you can also look, is go through types of content. And then from there, let that give you a more narrow view of the type of content to look for. So for example, if I look at infographics, right? For a fitness coach, it's teaching people how to lose fat. Well, when I look at that, there's only certain things I can do in an infographic. Like it's just a series of graphics, right? So I'm probably going to show recipes. I'm probably going to show transformations. I'm going to share knowledge bombs, aka here's why the Stairmaster beats this other exercise for fat loss. So this is where you type in your idea. Okay, so post idea, just lash it in there. Post idea 1 as an example. If you were giving this to your client so that they need to record content, if they're recording reels or other types of videos, you would put in the hook here so they know exactly word for word what to say in that hook. The notes here would be kind of like the rough script, okay, like the breakdown of what they need to mention in that video. And this would be when you've actually requested the content from the client. When the client is giving you the content, if they've recorded it or if you've created it, for example, you create an infographic and send it to the client, you would get the client then to approve it. And once they have, you would tick that off. Here, you're going to track your status. So if you've actually scheduled the content, is it not made? Is it in progress? Basically, where is this at? Again, you can come back to this at any point and know where you're at in the process. The rest of this is all pretty self-explanatory. To help, what I would recommend you do is fill out this here. We call this a legend, to essentially give you a guide. You can follow this or you can create your own, but basically just having a breakdown of essentially what each day is going to be. This is just going to give you structure, because structure creates freedom. Freedom is probably what you want. Here you've got your content pillars. Okay, so we mentioned this earlier, but you can list your pillar here. So pillar 1, and then put in whatever the pillar is. And then here you have your topics within that pillar. So if pillar 1 was viral content, this is where you'd have your topics. And finally, reference accounts. This tab is very useful. Okay, when you have a client, what you really need to do is make sure that they understand who their competitors are, and get a list of those competitors, understand why they're even considering, really get clear on why they even consider that person or that business as a competitor, so that you can understand, is this a competitor I should model or stay away from in terms of getting content ideas from them. If you have any questions about how you go about creating and using this content calendar for your clients, if you don't have clients right now, okay, just think of those two hypothetical questions. I want you to put them in the comments of this YouTube video. I'll do my best to respond to each one, and I might even make follow-up videos for each of them. Is this content calendar simple? Yes. Could you make your own template? Yes. Can you just get my one for free? Yes. Just enter your information in that link you'll find in the description, and it's yours.